Okay. Hi, Wes.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for joining me for a not so sensible short. That's probably not going to be very short.
No, probably not.
That's okay. So, anybody watching here that doesn't know you, this is my baby brother who's all grown up.
Yeah.
All right. So, I feel like we have to first address the elephant in the room.
What could that possibly be?
Let's see. Well, you and I are by birth somewhat obsessive.
Yeah.
But I think you are by far much more obsessive than I.
Well, I would argue it depends on what it is, but yeah, sometimes my obsession goes into addiction. And
Yeah. Okay, here's the
yeah,
thing about when we reach that point, though, for both of us. It's like we know we are, and we're totally fine with that.
yeah, I totally acknowledge it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't plan on stopping. It's fine.
I like it.
Which is out of context sounds really bad. If you
It
don't know what
does.
we're talking
We're not talking about drugs. Although you are a pharmacist, so. Okay, so the elephant in the room to me are these glimmering pieces of metal behind you. What is this?
So this is my lovely pin collection. So I have gotten super addicted and into Disney pins, so Disney trading pins, which I didn't know existed until last October when I went to Disney World. It's pretty great. It's a whole world of people who collect and they trade, and they find limited editions and certain very exclusive pins to find. It's very interesting.
It's really like a whole culture, and
It
I'm the same.
really
I had
is.
no idea before you
I
just
didn't
said
either.
this.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've
But
always loved pins, don't get me wrong. Like
mhm,
pharmacists love pins. We have a lot of like work pins or things for conferences and that kind of stuff. And most pharmacists usually have at least one or two pins on their name tag, or at least on a collar or something along that line, especially students will have a bunch. Um, but then when I discovered Disney, I was like, well, crap. Like, this is just a rabbit hole I just fell into.
when you said that they can have a bunch, I just had this image of you with like just pens all over your white coat.
Just all the way down my name
Yes.
tag. And then yours.
Almost like some armor or something.
Yeah, mine. I started with just I came back from Disney World and I was like, I have like 20, it's fine. It's like I'll limit, and then it blew up in like 4 months to like quadruple the amount.
I was gonna say, it seems like every time we message each other, you're like, I got another pen.
And another one. I already have more that I want in my cart right now. My
Right.
online cart.
And you are doing your best, although it's not taking much effort to have one of the boys share this love with you. So
I'm
that's
doing
been
my
fun.
best. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Sending him
do need to
stuff.
get him a board like you have though, because he has his pins on his curtain in his room. It's kind of
Yeah,
sad.
I started out with just those little like small blocks of corkboard, and now I've gotten obsessive to the point where I need like three very like framed boards that you see behind me. So this is my upgrade.
One of these days, instead of a soundproof room, you're going to have a pin room, all four walls just littered with pins.
You think I'm kidding, but I'm not.
I don't think
I
I'm
want an
kidding.
office just for that.
But it's funny because when we initially, like privately, were talking about this topic, I was teasing you for being so obsessive. And then you kind of put it back on me.
Like you have your obsessive thing.
And I tend to be a little blind to it sometimes, I think,
Yeah.
because
Are you gonna confess? I think
I
you
will
should confess.
confess. I mean, okay, your obsession actually makes sense, right? I mean, this is a thing. There are multiple people. Mine, at first glance, doesn't make sense. I collect rocks. So you and I both know the movie Long Long Trailer with Lucille Ball. I'm Lucille. And it's funny, I've been this way for a long time. I just never really recognized it on our honeymoon. I came home with rocks from different spots.
See, I
But
didn't know
now,
that. That's
oh,
funny.
yes, it is. It's bad.
It started before I even knew.
Yes, it's been a few years. But then when we moved to Michigan and we went to the lake, I found out there are all sorts of specific rocks and fossils that people look for. And Michigan's stone is the Petoskey. And so you know this, but I'm going to show people watching because this is really exciting. So I have an unpolished Petoskey. It just looks like a white stone. But the fun thing is when it's wet, ooh, that one's not a good one. Hold on. Well, some of them are wider and some of them are darker. And that's what I'm like, oh, these are going to be hard to see on the screen because these are very white. But this one might work. I only have 3 to choose from over here. But like there's a very specific pattern. Oh, don't mind my nail polish that I've been chipping at obsessively. But what people like to do is they find these stones and they polish them. And so this one is from our 10-year anniversary
really
trip.
good.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah. And so my friend, she actually wrapped this for me. She has a great Etsy shop. It's called Mitten Glories. Anyway, she wrapped it for me, but this was my very first Petoskey stone that I found on our 10-year anniversary trip. But every time we go, Eric gets he practices a lot of patience. Let me put it that way, because I leave with so many rocks. This is just from our last one. They're treasures.
From just her last one. Catch that.
Yes, I do have a 5-gallon bucket that's overflowing. I probably need another 5-gallon bucket, but I'm trying to be like, oh, it's just one 5-gallon bucket, so it's fine. But this is what I like to do. So I've been making like rock families. This is ours, but there are all sorts of different stones you find here. This is called a chain coral. This one has a bunch of fossils on the inside. This is a lightning stone. So anyway, Lake Michigan's got some treasures. And yeah, I'm addicted. Happily so.
Well, what's funny about that and me is I came up there last year whenever we did that original video.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really liked your display because when you just showed out, and I was like, I want something like that. Thinking like, I'm not sure what she'll be able to actually find because, you know,
she probably just has a handful.
Yeah. I was like, what, she can't have all of that. No, she comes out with her buckets. And we go on the porch and she's just like sorting through them like, here's this one and here's this one, and she got all 9 little stones for me just ready to go that she just had on hand because she had so many.
It is ridiculous, but you can't just leave them when you find them. It would be ridiculous to leave them. So
you've had some pretty cold fingers doing this.
I have. Yeah, so on one of our trips we were up north because that's the best place to go to find stones. And it was rainy and windy that day, and it was early spring, so still very cold up there. And I went to Walmart that morning, bought everybody cheap ponchos that were flying in the wind like crazy. And eventually Eric and the kids gave up, and Eric said, just take your time. We'll be in the van whenever you're ready. And I stayed out there to the point where my fingers wouldn't work. I literally couldn't pick up the stones. So then I was taking my hands and trying to scoop them up. And then I realized that was probably a bit ridiculous. I needed to stop.
Okay, I'm assuming because like with Petoskey, you can only see it when it's wet. So you have to go when it's like either raining, I'm assuming, or at least just rained.
You really have to know what you're looking for to find them dry. And I mean, most of the time I'll stay right on the shoreline where that water's coming up and, you know, the waves are hitting it. But on that day, like it was raining, and that was the best time to go because everything is easily spotted. So, and I just felt like it was like, oh, there's a Petoskey. There's a Petoskey. Oh, there might be a Petoskey if I stay 5 more minutes, you know, and it's just very hard to stop. I haven't found a massive one yet. Like the best one I found, honestly, is the one on our 10-year anniversary. Our oldest, he found a pretty good big one, but I'm waiting for that moment when I find a massive one, and then I'm going to lose my mind, and it's going to be great.
I'm assuming it has to be when like some type of storm has to like refresh what's already on the beach, right?
Yeah. So in the spring and the fall, that they say that the lake turns, and basically it's just, I guess, during those seasons with the waves and the movement of the water, things are turned up and pushed up, and
you would think eventually like the lakes would run out, you would think, right? But I guess not.
I mean, they're huge.
That's true.
Yeah. True. I had never seen the lake before we moved here, and I was blown away. I mean, it feels like standing on the ocean.
On a beach, but it's fresh water. It's so weird.
Well, and it's funny because I follow a lot of online groups and stuff, and people that grew up here and around the lake, they take for granted what they know about the lake. So when I came, I had no idea that there were rip tides and things like that to be aware of. It's actually, I mean, it can be dangerous, and it's regular for a regular occurrence to see, you know, so-and-so drowned in the lake. And so it's beautiful, but deadly.
Yeah. Well, I figured we could play a few games.
Okay.
And then I could show my stuff.
All right.
My collection after a few rounds.
Okay. So what are we playing?
So I want to play heads up where you have to guess. Like I'm gonna have my phone up on my forehead, and you have to make me guess what's on the screen, and then we'll play back and forth.
All right.
So I won't cheat. I'll block my screen, my little preview screen. So
I'll
I'm
never
not
know if you
cheating.
do cheat. If you win, I know you cheated.
Yeah, pretty much. So there's a lot of different categories. There's like where you have to act it out. You can buy some like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings ones, Harry Potter ones. I won't make you do that because I'll dominate.
I will lose.
Not to mention, if you're trying to make me guess, you're gonna be like, I don't know who that is.
Yes. I think we need to do at least one round of act it out.
Okay, we will. We'll start with
Okay.
animals. I feel like that's the
All right.
safest thing to do. Where well, we both know we're animals, right?
Yes. And we can say anything, make any sound like
You can make me describe it. You can make a sound. You can whatever will make me guess.
okay.
All fair game. Let's see. Okay. So I'm blocking the screen. I can't see. Can you see what the screen says?
Yes. And I want you to you want to guess what
Yeah,
I
I want to
think.
guess what it is.
It's little, it's smaller than a lobster. People like them with their cocktails.
A crab.
No, I'm
Shrimp.
really bad. Yes. Keep going. They live in ponds. You don't want it to grab a hold of your finger because it could break it.
Like a
It-
snapping turtle.
Yes, yes. I'm really slow at this today, man. In The Little Mermaid, the witch
A
had
crab.
these. No,
Oh,
she had
eel.
these. Yes. It's a type of fish that people love to eat on a sandwich.
Tuna.
Yes. In The Lion King, the bad sidekicks were
Hyenas.
yes, an animal with a long neck.
Giraffe.
Yes. Buck, 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 buck. Buck.
I don't know what that is. A duck. Okay, what was this last one? Eel, hyena, giraffe, a chicken.
Chicken. Buck, buck. I'm sick and on meds. I'm blaming the
Okay, I can
meds.
follow your train of thought there.
Well, once I had the sound in my head, I couldn't think of any words. It was just like I was trying to do this.
I mean, I should. In all fairness, I should have gotten that. That was on
I guess I
me.
could have said cluck cluck.
All right, this time you're gonna guess. So I'm gonna
Alright.
hold it this way, and I'll kind of move the thing for you.
Okay.
This is what we are. It's not an animal. I mean, we are technically. but-
Humans?
Yeah,
Mammals?
that's weird. Oh, these are a type of spiders. They have really, really, really long.
Daddy long legs.
Yes. These are really slow. We saw one overseas one time and it was covered in mold and I
Sloth.
picked it up. Yes. These are night birds.
Owls.
Yes. These are a type of dog. They're very fluffy. People get them trimmed.
A
Very
Pomeranian.
curly hair.
Poodle.
Yes. This is a type of fish. You eat it a lot. Kind of a pinkish color.
This is salmon.
Yes. I believe is this what's supposed to predict how long winter will last?
A groundhog.
No, it's not that. I forgot what they look like. I think they're small and they have little it's what
What
it's
is
hedgehog.
it? Oh. I would have had a hard time with that one too.
I was trying to think what that little video game is where you go and you get to collect the little rings. Was that supposed to be a hedgehog? But then I was like, she probably won't get that because
I
I don't
have
even
no
know what
idea.
it's called. Shall we go one more?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna make a guess.
Okay. Bzzz, and it stings. Yes. In karate, there's a no. Let me. It's an insect, and it hops, and
Oh,
it likes-
grasshopper.
Yes. Keep going. It's a animal that lives in a pond. People love to eat it, and it's the opposite of dog.
Opposite of dog.
It says meow.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Catfish.
Yes. I'm horrible. Every kid wants to have one of these.
A pony.
No, in their house that lives in water.
A fish.
Yes. Hmm. In Illinois, we constantly feared hitting these with our car.
Deer.
Yes. It says bzz, and it's flying around the house. It's a
Fly.
yes. Ooh, it's a nasty spider.
A nasty spider that goes like this.
It's a black widow. Any kind of spider. I'm like, oh.
Deer, fly. Oh, Black Widow. I would have gone the Marvel route.
Oh, I should. We just watched that movie recently. I wasn't impressed though.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't either. A lot of people did, but I was like,
I thought it was too predictable. But we watched Hawkeye, which was also predictable, but I enjoyed it.
see, I haven't been watching Hawkeye, to be honest.
What's the one they just came out with? It's Asian.
Oh, the Xing, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, that one. That's the one that made me say I want to learn Chinese. That was a dumb idea.
Maybe what should we do?
Are we going to get to see you act one out?
Oh no, okay. I don't have enough room. There's no room.
Oh, right. It's just not enough room.
And not to mention, how am I going to act it out and hold the camera?
True. All right, you get out
All right,
of it.
I'm gonna make you act this out then.
I have to act it out
Yep,
right now?
yep. Well, as soon as it starts.
Oh, I just ran over my foot. I can't do. Okay.
Running,
No.
Jogging.
Little kids love to do this.
skipping,
Yes. Nice to meet you.
handshake,
Yes, that's close enough.
a zombie,
Yes.
brushing your teeth,
Yes. I'm gonna take 2 pieces of bread and I'm gonna
make a sandwich,
yes. I'm gonna play
Throw a
this
dart.
game. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready or not? gonna
hide and
play.
seek,
Yes.
basketball,
Yes. I'm so tired. I'm
sleepwalking,
yes.
choking,
Yes. I'm crying because I'm
chopping something. I'm assuming cutting something. What's the last one?
chopping onions.
I will say you are a lot better doing the acting it out. Chopping onions. Oh, that's
I shouldn't have acted out choking when I'm getting over a cold. I'm like, this is fun. Oh man. All right, so show me your pins.
oh, okay. Well, I only picked my 3 favorites, my holy grails, so to say. Because
Okay.
I learned very early on that I needed to narrow down what I collected, which I'm only partially doing a good job with that. I'll admit it. But I tried to keep it to Emperor's New Groove, which is my favorite movie ever, and also has my favorite villain, Yzma.
Okay, wait. I have to tell you this. You're gonna be disappointed in your nephews because they think that's the worst movie. And I keep telling them they are not allowed to think that. But anyway, moving
Is
on.
is it Yzma they don't like? Because
Yes, because it's a girl movie. That makes it a girl movie to them. And they're like,
Um,
no.
okay, that's fine.
It has a boy llama in it.
I know. And then so yeah, Emperor's New Groove, and then I had Jafar because he's my second favorite villain because he's
So
just so
creepy.
sarcastic. And then I do Stitch because I love Lilo and Stitch, and just Stitch is adorable and funny to me.
Yes.
And then recently I've decided, which I don't have one of these, my favorite one, I decided to just jump in and do Frozen 2. So I have 3 of my favorite ones came from the same series where they were like very exclusive and like only I think 250 of these were made. No, 300. So there's only 300 of these bad boys out there. So this is my Emperor's New Groove with
Nice. I
Yzma
like
and Kronk.
Kronk in it.
Yeah, these were like heroes or villains and sidekicks. And this is my Jafar.
He's so bad. I have not watched that movie in forever. I need to watch it again because I don't remember him being sarcastic.
I
was
love-
young.
I loved Aladdin growing up. Right now, I mean, like the genie is great, and I love Jafar, but
Hmm.
Aladdin and Jasmine, I'm kind of meh over. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then my Lilo and Stitch.
You never go wrong with Stitch.
No, he's adorable.
Okay, so you sent a message the other day. You said, "How are you feeling?" And I found that GIF of Stitch. He's like,
I made Kelsey rewatch that the other day, and she was like, "I forgot how funny this was." Yeah,
He's
those are
one of
my
favorites, too.
holy grails.
Those are nice. I have been surprised at how, I mean, I just thought every pen was one dimensional, but some of them can open and twist.
Oh yeah, there's some that have like hinging. There's moving elements on some.
Yeah.
They go all out. I've learned that what they're called like WDI, so Walt Disney Imagineering. So only certain employees can get these. Are the best. And Disneyland Paris has a lot of really great ones.
Really?
Mhm.
And that are different from like Florida?
They just the way they're designed just look really good. Like
Really?
I try to find some tangled ones for Kelsey, but they're hard. There's a lot of tangled ones where her faces look weird.
Oh,
They don't have the face quite right.
weird.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm getting one of the nephews addicted. I'm getting Kelsey addicted.
Yeah.
I'm determined.
Well, it is fun, I admit. Like they're very fascinating.
Yeah,
I
and
have
then
found
it's what's bad about it is that you find one and you're like, oh, this is cute. And then you're like, well, I also really like, this character. I kind of want one of them to, round out my completion. And then you find more of that character and you're like, well, crap, I want this one too. And then it
Hey,
grows.
But you've said that you have some in like a trading stash. So how do you decide
Yes.
which ones are trade worthy?
Well, I have a like a monthly subscription thing where I get some pins, but if it doesn't fit in my collection, like I have mine ones and then my general collection, I think it's just like, but not enough to do an actual bunch of those characters. If it doesn't fit in those, I'm gonna trade it.
Okay. That's
Um,
cool. I didn't know you had the monthly
yeah, so
subscription.
there's,
That makes sense why you get them so often.
Yeah, so then I have like some Facebook groups where you can post like, hey, these are my traders, this is what I like. And people will like message you and be like, this is what I have. And you find stuff and eventually they kind of send them to each other in the mail.
Neat.
But
Wow.
that's the way you have to do it during COVID. Before COVID, like there'd be whole like trading events and people would go to Disney World, like Epcot.
Really?
And they would do like, they would set up their little station. They would have all of these traders and people would like just go around and trade. all
That
day.
sounds like insanity to me, but whatever
Yeah.
floats your boat.
It's a whole culture.
And I was totally oblivious all these
I
years.
was too until now.
And now you are being sucked in and you will never come out.
No, hopefully I will never come out.
Hopefully. See, there's the true addict. Hopefully I will never recover. All right, Wes, thanks so much for doing this today. It was fun. We need to do the game more often.
Yes, we need to do some family nights doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Next time we do it, though, you have to make sure you have space to act it out.
Yeah,
No
where I have
excuses.
some room. It would
You
be
just didn't want
easier
to
if
act
I
it out
got
on
like,
YouTube.
yeah, someone there needs to get the app too, so that way we can do that. It'd be a little bit easier.
Done. I did it, but I haven't played with it yet. So,
Yeah, you
All
should go
right.
through the decks. It's pretty fun.
all right, we'll do. All right, thanks for being here for the the not so sensible, not so short chat with Ash.
I think we did a good time on time.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.